that? Why do you have to have a box?
I'm very intimidated by it.
Okay. Do you know how to use Excel?
Barely.
Barely. Acha. What you can actually do is, do you have a niece, a nephew who's in college?
Yes.
Okay. You can give them some pocket money and ask them to do the entries for you daily on an Excel sheet. Just make 2 sheets, one for the receipts, one for the payments. Right? And give your niece a pocket. Just giving you an example of entrepreneurship, my maid used to come in with her daughter, and her daughter was very young at that time, and she wouldn't let her mother work. So what I would do is, I had some small chores that I had to do myself. जैसे वो छोटी-छोटी चीजें करनी होती थी, and then I would give her a packet of chips and a packet of biscuit, and she would happily do those chores for me, and let her mother work also. And then she would sit in the kitchen and she would have her packet of chips and biscuit, and I said, "Okay, why don't you share it with your siblings?" तो कहती मेहनत मैंने की तो मैं share क्यों करूँ? So you can do that with your nephew or niece or a friendly neighbor, a child whom you adore and who wants to spend time with you because you're such an adorable personality. And then you can feed them a bit of your fudge
That's great.
as a payment.
That's a great.
Isn't that entrepreneurship?
Yes, it is.
It has nothing to do with finance.
Or maybe she can hire a weekly, like we were talking.
It
over
depends
here
on the
also.
size of the business, actually.
Yeah.
To be very honest, it depends on the size of the business. If the business is large enough to even support that kind of a resource, some professional who comes in after the office hours and does the accounting for her.
No, not that level of accounting, but like she is saying, can she just have to do the data entry thing? Yeah.
So that's why I
Yeah.
said, na, she has a nephew or a niece. किसी को भी
Yeah.
pocket money दे देगी, किसी को एक अच्छा सा सूट दे देगी if she's a niece. So she would happily work for her.
So we have WhatsApp group. एक का नाम है खर्चा, दूसरे का नाम है revenue.
Okay.
So
That's a great idea.
डेली सेल्स जो होती हैं, क्योंकि सेल्स चैनल्स काफ़ी सारे हैं. खाड़ी में भी है तो उसका एक रेवेन्यू चैनल अलग है, स्टोर्स का रेवेन्यू चैनल अलग है, फिर जो नेशन वाइड डिलीवरीज हैं वो बैंक में आ जाती है तो उसका चैनल एक अलग है, और एक डेली कराची सेल्स होती हैं. सो रेवेन्यू में डेली रोज़ आज 1000 रुपये अर्न किए, आ गए, राइडर ने दे दिए, इट गोज़ इन. सही है. इसी तरह खर्चे में एवरी खर्चा 20 रुपये भी धनिया भी लिया तो उसका भी खर्चा चला जाता. So now I've been so we used to do our accounting ourselves. You know, we have an entire system on Google Sheets जिसमें पूरा सब कुछ है. So but now I think we should have a person who could tally everything for us.
Okay, I can give you an idea for that. ठीक है. Normally क्या होता है कि हमारे पास अक्सर, अच्छा, why I say मोहल्ला, because you're working from homes, okay? You don't have proper offices. अगर आप किसी अपार्टमेंट बिल्डिंग में रहते हैं, there is always a boy or a girl who's doing ACCA. ठीक है. मोहल्ले में if you have homes आसपास अड़ोस पड़ोस में कोई ना कोई फाइनेंस की डिग्री ले रहा होता है, कोई बीकॉम कर रहा होता है, कोई भी ऐसा बच्चा, and they always need pocket money, right? You can always hire them कि भाई शाम को 2 घंटे बैठकर मुझे ये डेटा एंट्री कर दो, and it will work for you. Someday, once it becomes, if your business is scaled that big, then you can bring in somebody once a week.
So how much would they charge?
It depends from person to person and skill to skill. जैसे आप अगर किसी मोहल्ले के बच्चे को बुलाएंगे and you're going to ask them to give you that service, they would be happy with 5,000, 7,000 also.
Or if they can charge for, like, if she can say if you will do one entry, so you can 5 rupees for
But
one
there's so
entry.
many
Yeah.
entries now.
That's
Yeah.
what I said ना कि एक lump sum
So
amount आप agree
whatever
कर लो
you,
ना.
yeah, you can give.
How much?
But for example, if you were to bring in a professional accountant to do it even once a week, it's going to cost you at least minimum 10,000 per visit.
And if we give him everything virtually, he doesn't even have to come. तो फिर 10, 12, 15 में हो सकता है.
10, 12, 15 में आजकल कुछ भी नहीं होता है. इमेज का सूट भी नहीं आता है. The kurta that you are wearing is also not worth 10-12 हज़ार ना. तो I think one thing that as entrepreneurs we should learn is to respect our labor also.
Yes.
ठीक है. Give them respect and they will work for you.
Yeah.
ठीक है. It's not always the money, it's also the respect. तो what you can do, a lot of people are actually working like this virtually also, जो लोग offices में काम करते हैं और वो freelance after office hours घर पे बैठकर ऐसी accounting कर देते हैं. I know of such a person. If you want, I can let you.
Or ACCA students can do that, or virtually they do that.
Exactly. But वो जो चाह रही है ना, वो एक proper set of books चाह रही है ना. You want a proper set of
Yeah,
books,
because
right?
we are a registered business. We have
So
an
then
entity.
you have your sales tax returns also,
Yes,
ना?
yes.
वो
My
कौन करता है?
my brother gets done.
Okay.
Like he gets it for me. But मुझे लगता है कि वो उनके
You
ऊपर
can
बहुत काम.
you can have a consultant on board जो आपको हफ्ते की एंट्रियाँ करके भी दे देगा. They will charge you accordingly,
Yeah.
depending on the volume,
Yeah.
and it can be anything from 20,000 to 50.
Of course, मतलब
75.
having somebody full time, we also have a setup. So we're not working from home. So having somebody come over, transportation charges ही आजकल बहुत, fuel ही इतना ज़्यादा.
Agreed.
So somebody who's remote, maybe doing it once a week, we could have such
Yeah.
a.
Yes, you can have such an arrangement.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anything else? Your questions are still in your head.
Yes, I'm having to like untangle them.
It's okay. First, लेकिन at the end of the day, बस ये याद रखना है, you are doing it. What is the purpose you are doing it for? Are you doing it for personal satisfaction only? Then the profit and everything वो नहीं ना, वो तो जेब से ही डाल के आदमी करता रहेगा. But I don't think that serves the purpose.
No.
ठीक है ना? The sense of purpose comes in when you make a profit. अच्छा, मैंने इसीलिए पहले भी कहा था कि you have to place a value on the service that you are giving to the business. Yes, you are the business, but at the end of the day, the
Yeah.
business has to pay you back.
Yeah, no, it gets very frustrating because I've never drawn a salary, and then some months when you're not making as much and you have to pay out the salary, you really feel okay, what am I getting out of this? I'm not getting
Yes,
anything.
it makes you feel like a mom or a homemaker.
Yes.
है ना?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, मैंने इसीलिए कहा ना कि that is how you have to price your product also.
Yeah.
You will price your product appropriately only when you will price yourself. Otherwise, you will always underprice your product
Yeah.
because you've not considered the greatest asset, na? आप ये याद रखो कि जो आप कॉर्पोरेट से प्रोडक्ट्स खरीदते हो, ऑफ द शेल्फ खरीदते हो, दे चार्ज यू फॉर एवरीथिंग. जो आपके हाथ में प्रोडक्ट है वो भी, पीछे के अकाउंटेंट के पैसे भी, जैनिटोरियल स्टाफ के पैसे भी, उनकी बिल्डिंग की डेप्रिसिएशन भी, उनके प्लांट एंड इक्विपमेंट की डेप्रिसिएशन भी. दे आर चार्जिंग यू एवरीथिंग.
I never saw it like that.
Yeah.
हाउ आर दे अर्निंग? इज द इकोनॉमीज ऑफ द स्केल.
Yeah, because they make producing that much that they can price it at it.
Especially us, so we also. So there are a lot of companies, I'm not going to name them, they also make achar and we also make achar. So the pricing between the range is very, extremes. So a lot of customers kind of ask us to justify the
Price point.
price point.
Yes, and everybody has a right to do that.
Yeah.
Even I would ask for it
Yeah.
because I'm paying for my hard-earned money.
Yeah.
And then you have to tell them that it's a homemade product. Safety measures सारे के सारे लिए गए हैं. You only source the best quality product. Plus ये कि इतना तो हम लोगों को भी सेंस है ना, घर में से बाजार कोई भी लेने जाता है, आप 1 पाव सब्जी खरीदते हो, आप 1 किलो सब्जी खरीदते हो, आप 5 किलो सब्जी खरीदते हो, the price is always different ना.
Yeah.
रेल वाला आवाज़ लगा रहा होता है ना, 10 रुपए का पाव, 30 रुपए का किलो कर रहा होता है ना, ये 35 रुपए का किलो. He is also giving you economies of scale. We never think of it that way, right? That's how a munchi thinks all the time. Welcome to the world of munchis. Right? And this is how you as businessmen also have to think.
Yeah.
And the one thing that Shanaz's presentation was brilliant. But एक चीज़ मैं हमेशा ये कहूँगी कि कभी भी reputation अगर आप इस बात पे build करते हो ना, that you always deliver more, then the client will always expect more. And they will expect it for free.
Yes. So you're almost underselling yourself.
Yes, you are.
So we learned it in services marketing that it's good to give your customer delight some very few times, rare. Because once you've given them the delight and the satisfaction, they'll always ask
Demand
for
it.
it. Demand for it.
No, even if they don't ask for it, they don't demand it, they will expect it.
Yeah.
And when you will not deliver, they will feel shortchanged.
Under.
That's happened, and that's at a fair I just did. I didn't have enough product for samples, and so many people. It wasn't just one person. अच्छा आपके samples नहीं है?
आज क्यों नहीं है?
क्यों नहीं है? And they got irritated with me, you know, which I found
But
very
this
strange.
is not a promise that she's making. That she's
Yeah.
always going to.
She's creating an expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, we have a term for that in finance also.
Which is what?
It's called constructive obligation, and it's a very legal term about it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's called constructive obligation. Do you know how it is defined? It is defined that there is no contract against it, but you, by your previous practices, policies, the way you've behaved, have created an expectation in the mind of the users that you will do this thing.
So true.
That's called a constructive obligation in finance. And there's actually a standard around it. Do you know that?
Wow.
Yes. A part of the standard addresses this. Like, for example, the classic example that is given in the standard is that if there is, let's say, a downsizing happening in a company, and it is not the first time they've given a downsizing, let's say it's the second time. The first time they gave a downsizing, they gave 5 times retrenchment,
Yeah.
right? Because it was not written anywhere that they were going to give 5 times retrenchment. That was not in the contract, it was never there. But they did give it. So the next time around, they announce another golden handshake or a downsizing. It creates a valid expectation in the minds of the employees that the payout will be at least 5 times retrenchment.
And so if they don't fulfill that, then there's no repercussion.
No, you see, there can be, because
It impacts their shareholder.
it
value.
impacts their reputation, it impacts their goodwill, it impacts a lot of things. वो वाली बात ना कि freebies इतनी expect करने लगते हैं कि freebie नहीं होती तो you don't say that you did not pay for it.
Yeah.
So the vendor has the right to not give it
Yeah.
because you're giving it out to everyone.
It's an expectation.
It is an expectation that you will give to everyone, and quote unquote everyone.
Yeah.
And then you cannot distinguish your clients as premium clients.
Yeah,
and
no,
or,
then it's everyone.
Then it's everyone.
Yeah.
And I believe that there should be a product differentiation and customer differentiation also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There should be certain customers who know that they are valued more than the others. And those are the people who will keep coming back to you for more. But if you keep giving this service for different prices to everyone,
Everybody, yeah.
then you don't create that customer differentiation.
Yeah. Got it.
ठीक है ना? I recently had an experience for this. Very recently. And there was a service we were selling to different customers. And then one customer came back to me and said, you are selling this product or this service to that person for X. Why are you selling it to me for Y? Right? And with no consideration to the fact that the person whom I was charging Y is a very difficult person to deal with.
But you can't say that.
Can I say that on his face?
No.
That I'm charging you extra because you're unreasonable?
No.
But was the offering very similar?
Very similar.
Okay.
Very similar.
And you were charging extras because.
I wasn't,
As a-
it was not a matter of, basically I had given him the contract first.
Okay.
And yes, I had priced it that way. When the second person came along and we priced it differently.
Because of the negotiation or whatever.
Whatever the background was. And then that person came back to me and said, why are you charging me extra? It's the same service. So that's why I told you, your training should be tailored for the price that you're charging. There should be a product differentiation.
How did you
The
deal with
premium I had to reduce the price. The premium customer should know that he's premium because he's getting something extra. Until and unless you create that distinction, you will be stuck at the same price point for the rest of your life. It's just like bringing in a new flavor.
Obviously, like the price which I am charging from my international clients, I'm not charging from a local client.
But even in local clients, you can create those two categories, no?
Yeah.
Obviously.
2, 3, 4, whatever.
Yeah,
And then
but
when
I'm not creating that 2 to 3. Like I am up to my level that if somebody wants to take my services, this is my charges, and I will give it on these charges. I can't lower them for everyone.
That's exactly my point, that if you want to, then you have to create a different product. You cannot sell the same product for a lower price to someone else. It's just, आप लोग छोटी सी एक एग्जांपल देखो, आप लोगों में से कितने लोगों ने रेडी पे सब्जी खरीदी है? ठीक है, खरीदते हैं ना? कभी कभी ऐसा नहीं होता कि आप जाके खड़े होते हैं एंड यू आस्क द प्राइस, तो वो कहता है मैंने इसको इतने में दिया है, मैं आपको भी इतने में दे दूँ.
Every time.
Doesn't that happen?
Yeah.
Right? अच्छा, एक मिसाल के तौर पर टेक अ सिनारियो इन योर माइंड कि अगर उसको 40 में दिया है एंड ही कोट्स यू 35, तो क्या होएगा?
तो वो बोलेगा,
वो बोलेगी ना कि मुझे भी 35 में दो. या अगर वो कहता है 40 उसको 40 में दिया और आपको बोलता है 45, तो वो आपको चुपके से बोलेंगे मुझे 40 में दिया है. होता है या नहीं होता? These are all real life examples.
But the thing is, if we see globally, we don't see these kind of examples there because they are not into bargaining. We are the people who are mostly into
No,
bargaining.
I'm sorry, I beg to
Everyone.
disagree. I
Everyone.
absolutely beg to disagree. I have traveled more than half the world. I beg to disagree.
they
I would
bargain
disagree.
differently.
Yes,
but they
yes.
will bargain.
Yes, they will bargain differently. They do
And how do
bargain.
they bargain?
I'll just give you an example. हम लोग जितने भी डिस्काउंट स्टोर्स पे जाते हैं, कभी भी किसी भी ब्रांड पे डिस्काउंट लगता है, तो कभी हमारा कार्ड का डिस्काउंट हमारे डिस्काउंट से मैच होता है. यानी अगर हम एक डिस्काउंट आउटलेट पे जाते हैं और हम कार्ड से पेमेंट करते हैं, दैट कार्ड ऑल्सो कैरीज अ डिस्काउंट ऑन दैट ब्रांड, तो वो कहता है ना एक टाइम में एक ही डिस्काउंट काउंट करेगा. डू यू नो इंटरनेशनली उसका कार्ड का डिस्काउंट भी वर्क करेगा along with the discount that is already on offer. There are times when they give out coupons, तो वो बाय करते हैं, 2-2, 3-3 coupons बाय कर लेते हैं या ले लेते हैं. They ask for extra coupons. They split the bills. ये सब कुछ बाहर भी होता है.
Yeah, I know that this is something discounts, or obviously they are discounts. But if we are talking about
वहाँ भी रेडी वाले से वहाँ डिस्काउंट करते हैं. नहीं
but they are not like us. They are not like if the price is 400, we down
अच्छा,
to 100
I'll tell you
rupees.
why.
We are-
Because हम जब ट्रैवल करते हैं ना, जब हम बाहर जाते हैं, हम रेडी वालों से बात नहीं कर रहे होते हैं. बी ऑनेस्ट अबाउट.
हम टूरिस्ट जगह
हम
पे
टूरिस्ट जगह पे जा रहे होते हैं, नंबर 1. नंबर 2, हम स्टोर्स में जा रहे होते हैं, जैसे यहाँ का स्प्रिंग्स है, इम्तियाज़ है, आगाज़ था, उस तरह के स्टोर में जहाँ फिक्स प्राइस प्रोडक्ट्स हैं. वहाँ भी फ्ली मार्केट्स लगती हैं.
हाँ, I know.
जो फ्ली
I
मार्केट्स
know.
होती हैं, वो वहाँ पे बार्गेन बहुत होता है.
See, like that's what I'm saying कि अगर एक प्राइस फिक्स कर दिए उन्होंने, तो that is the price, वो वही सबको दे रहे होंगे.
But they are charging for the shop ना.
हाँ, लेकिन हाँ, तो मैं वही बात कही, like they are giving, like उनके यहाँ ये नहीं होता कि जैसे हमारे यहाँ like है कि अगर एक को ये दे दिया तो चलो दूसरे को कम करके दे देते हैं.
नहीं फ्ली
Like,
मार्केट्स में होता है.
No, what I think where she's that has nothing to do with the culture that they're nicer people. The thing is that
No,
that
I'm not
you
saying
would
they
be
are nicer
reluctant to
people, but
ask for
they
the
are
discount.
very disciplined in their businesses.
But how
That
do
is
they-
something which
but
So you
that
we
depends
see.
on you,
Yeah.
right?
They have,
Yeah.
for example, if you have a customer that wants to come in 3 times a week and wants to work with you for 10 months, right? And then there's another customer who wants to come in once in 2 weeks and wants to work with you for 10 months. You can give them more different prices based on how much business they're giving you. So for example, the person who's coming 3 times a week for 6 months, you can say, okay, I'm going to take 300 rupees an hour from you. Whereas the other guy who's coming in once in 2 weeks, for the same amount of time. You say, okay, fine, I'm going to. So जैसे quantity discount होता है, right?
Quantity, yeah.
वो उस तरह
I
built
get
in
that, yeah,
नहीं,
get that.
लेकिन वहाँ भी मैं बता दूँ एटलीस्ट प्लेसेस लाइक बैंकॉक, सिंगापुर, जो वहाँ के फ्ली मार्केट्स है ना, बैंकॉक का तो रूल है, पहला प्राइस कोट होना चाहिए 50% ऑफ व्हाट शी इज सेइंग.
Even Turkey.
टर्की में
Turkey,
बहुत होता है.
even in
She's
places
talking about it's her own business, right?
Yeah, I'm basically talking
yeah.
about from the entrepreneur, like if there is a
Services
shop,
business.
yeah, services, given services, or like food businesses. If we see perfume business, like अगर एक perfume की shop है, वहाँ पे आप जा रहे हो तो like वहाँ पे जो जाएगा तो उसको उसी prices पे मिलेगा ना, कभी ऊपर नीचे नहीं. बोले खाड़ी, if you see खाड़ी तो वहाँ
you're
खाड़ी
going
में
to
we are
find
not
out,
like they have a systematic system
Because
कि वो कभी किसी के लिए discount नहीं करेंगे.
because you are
एक
not
person आ
अच्छा
रहा है.
agree
Yeah.
because you are not paying just for that outlet ना, you are paying for the brand. इसका कुर्ता देखे बगैर, इसे
Exactly.
पूछे बगैर मुझे
Yeah.
पता चल गया ना उसने इमेज का कुर्ता पहना है.
Like, so they made the brand. उन्होंने अपना brand किस तरह बनाया, उन्होंने बहुत discipline, systematic लेके गए तो they made a brand.
They started out that way. When he had one small shop in Zamzama, you could not bargain with him, and he just started that.
No, I recently got an order, and this lady, she's from Faisalabad, and she was like, I need a discount. I was like, I'm sorry, there's no discount. It's like, I'm gonna buy a bulk order later, so give me a discount today. I was like, for a bulk order, discount is there when you order.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give you a discount on 3 jars.
And she probably still ordered.
She ordered. Why? Because you have to keep your stance. कि
Firm.
भाई
Yeah, you
नहीं-
have to be firm.
हाँ,
Yeah,
you have to be firm.
Yeah, what is this is the thing I am saying, that mostly our businesses are not firm on their businesses. They don't, like you said,
that
that they
But
don't
Bushra,
value
that depends
themselves.
on you.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you are flexible,
Yeah.
then you're teaching me to ask you for a
I-
discount.
yeah.
If you say no, this is my price.
That is what I am saying.
This
I am
also
basically
comes
I am business entrepreneur. So I am just saying from the point of view of the CEO.
But that has
This-
nothing to do with culture. That depends on the individual.
And this also comes
Basic-
with time.
See, if you compare it to a lawyer, for example, right? Like a lawyer has a rate, okay? You go to that lawyer, right? And depending on whatever your relationship is with that lawyer, whatever your budget is, you can ask that lawyer for a discount, but it's up to them to give it or not.
Yeah.
Right? There's no contract, there's no expectation that you will get a thing. Yes, if you know them or if there's a very big case or there's some special circumstances, the lawyer might say, okay, fine, instead of taking 100,000 rupees, I'll take 80,000 rupees from you for this case. But there's no expectation that he has to do that.
But if he keeps giving her discount all the
Yes,
time,
of course.
so the next time
Then
she
the
comes in,
expectation is
she will
built.
expect,
Yeah,
na?
this is basically this is the thing I am saying.
So that's exactly what I told you also.
Yeah.
That you have to create या तो multiple
Yeah.
products, या you create a niche market and you stick to it, and you try to grow that niche market.
Like, I don't know if it will be applicable with you, but like, for example, you can say, okay, a single session with me alone would cost X amount, but if you take it with my junior guy, then it'll cost you another
Yeah, I
thing.
get
If
that.
you have a group session, that will be a third pricing, right? So then however much they
Yeah,
get for it.
this is the layers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can price in
You
yourself.
have to
yeah.
you have to differentiate your product,
Yeah.
and you can only charge a premium when you're giving them a premium product.
Yeah.
जो उसका मैंने जो अपना एक्सपीरियंस बताया, because it was a similar price product, I had no choice but to reduce the price.
But I'm just curious, how did you explain the difference?
You don't have to explain the difference when you know कि he's found out. You
So,
say
what
अच्छा
do you
ले लो,
say?
अच्छा ले लो डिस्काउंट, कोई बात नहीं, थोड़ी बहस की और डिस्काउंट खत्म. वो अपने रास्ते में अपने.
We love the honesty.
Yeah, no, because there's been times, I'm sure you've experienced it as well, where if I'm doing an order for a friend, I've given her a discount, and then she's stupidly told someone else, oh, get it, this is what I paid, and then I quote them a different price, and they're like, but आपने उसके लिए तो ये किया था.
तो you have to say कि वो मेरी 20 साल पुरानी दोस्त है, उसको तो मैंने पैसे चार्ज किए, उसको तो उस बात पे मुझसे लड़ना चाहिए था ना. She should not have paid me in the first place.
So हमारे साथ ऐसा हुआ था रमज़ान में. So we did really well. This year it was the best Ramadan
Mashallah.
ever. Mashallah. तो उसमें बहुत सारे गिफ्ट बॉक्सेस के ऑर्डर्स आए थे, तो उसमें हमारा एक गिफ्ट बॉक्स है जिसमें एक मुल्तानी बोल है एंड 4 चटनीज का ऑप्शन है, 4 छोटे बोल्स का ऑप्शन है जिसमें चटनी, चाट मसाला, सॉफ्ट मिक्सेस, एनीथिंग दैट यू वुड ऐड. तो आपने मुझसे एक अरेंजमेंट ली जिसका मैंने आपको एक कोट किया, आपने अपनी दोस्त को बताया, अब उनको एक दूसरी अरेंजमेंट चाहिए लेकिन पैसे वही वाले देना.
देखो, this is the way it will always be.
Yeah.
Again, you have to stand your ground.
Yes.
मैंने वही बात की ना कि there are different ways of giving a discount. अच्छा, उसको जब लड़कर उससे अपनी प्राइस मनवा ली ना, तो उसको साथ में एक छोटा सा फ्रीबी भेज दोगी ना,
हाँ,
तो she'll be happy paying you that extra price also. It's okay. अच्छा, और ये सारी ना हमें लगता था कि औरतों की आदत है, जेंट्स ऑल्सो
No, they're worse.
They do.
Because
more
ऊपर से
than a
आते हैं.
woman. More than a woman.
Yeah, वो ऊपर से आते हैं. पता
They
नहीं.
तो ask me, शलजम तो इतना सस्ता होता है, तुम्हारा अचार क्यों इतना महंगा है?
हाँ.
They've asked me so many
Worst
times.
question, so annoying. No, now ऐसे आप खुद बना रहे हैं. When people come and say, लेकिन आपके में तो बस दूध और चीनी है, तो आप बनाएं घर पे. If it's so easy.
भाई देखो, I think you should not go to a client or a customer who doesn't value your product.
Yeah, and is ready to insult you to get their price. Yeah.
Yeah, but these are the things that we've learned the hard way.
Yes.
देखो, I'll tell you one thing. Business, कोई भी business school, she's gone to Harvard. Ask her. जब तक डेस्क पे आके नहीं बैठते ना, business नहीं
नहीं
सीख सकते.
सीखो. No, as much technical knowledge as you have,
That
practically.
that helps you develop the product.
Yeah, and but that's where it leaves you then.
Yes.
It's the rest is people dealing.
I tell my HR person कि हम लोग को लोगों से डील करके HR आया, तुम लोग यूनिवर्सिटी से पढ़ के आए हो, we do a better job anyways.
Yeah.
Because it's all practical.
Yeah.
वो बहुत सारे ऐसे थियोरीज लेकर आते हैं, इसको ऐसे होना चाहिए, ऐसे होना चाहिए. I'm sorry, it doesn't work.
Take a seat.
It doesn't work that way. ठीक है ना, हमको बहुत सारी इस तरह की चीज़ें, अब जैसे I was hiring somebody and I gave them a problem to solve and everyone came up with different ideas. Yes, that is what professionalism or being studying in a particular faculty is the edge that gives you. लेकिन आगे तो सेठ ही बैठा है ना, वो उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करेगा तो ये आएगा ना प्रोसेस.
Yeah.
ठीक है?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You are always welcome. And you're as sweet as your fudge, although I've not tasted it. Always reason to push up your price, bit by bit. अच्छा, अंडर प्राइस करने का ये मतलब नहीं है थ्रो अवे प्राइसेस.
Yeah, that's the issue. Like in my start, I'm facing that I have some premium clients, but mostly people come and they say you are really expensive, but we really want your services.
Okay.
So at that moment, like most of the clients come and they said to me, but I know my worth and my value, that whatever I am giving them, it keeps a worth in their life, and that
How will you
create a
How will you exhibit it when you're not selling your product to them?
what?
Like until and unless I came in and I stood here and I talked to you people, I had a conversation with Tara of what I'm supposed to speak, and whatever I'm speaking is not concerned to my presentation at all at this point in time, right? How would you know the value that this program is adding to your life until you came down and you sat on the seat you're sitting?
Because I am already working with the clients. They are paying me that much.
But that is a premium client, right?
Yeah, they are premium clients.
Let's say it's a big multinational. I'm not going to take names.
Yeah.
It's a big multinational. They can afford to pay you as a trainer. But now your market research should be how many such clients exist and whether your business can survive on the basis of their premium quality only. If you would have seen around you, let's talk about Lals, let's talk about butlers, any business, while they come with brands, let's work on that. But even they started small.
Yeah.
They started with a niche market, niche product, right? And then they scaled. And then Lals had to bring in a coffee shop also, right? While I don't think that was their business in the first place. But what they did realize was that when people come in for coffee, they are more likely to order the chocolates and the macarons than they would do on an ordinary day.
Okay, so you are trying to say that once you get people get to know your name, then you can increase your price.
Yes,
Okay.
and if let's say you are commanding that price from a premium client, there is always value in numbers, in volumes. So that is why I said you have to decide. I don't know whether you were ever there when Walls was launched. Were you all in this world, or am I too old for this group? I can tell you the exact way Walls was launched. It was launched as a premium brand, right? Very small business, niche product, 3 flavors, people going crazy after Cornetto and Feast. It used to be a huge chunk bar of choc bar. What is it today?
It's not
Accessible
that,
to everyone. No, but now the question in your case would be whether you want to stay premium, then yes, you will have to work with those premium clients and try to add to your portfolio. But if you want to go massy, if you want to scale up, then there will come a time when you'll have to negotiate a slightly different price based on your customer profile. What you can do there is cut corners as far as the material is concerned. You tell them that whatever I am going to deliver, let's say if I am charging X value for a 4-hour workshop, I'm going to take only an hour and I'm going to charge less. But then obviously I will not be able to deliver everything in that 1 hour, right?
True. Yeah.
I'm the same facilitator. I do corporate trainings also, right? Now, and I charge over there. I charge by the hour, right? I'm not charging here, but I'm still here. And why am I here? Do you know why? Because someday all of you may be my clients because of the service that I sell. That's investing in your business,
And all the Facebook.
right?
And all the Facebook.
And all the Facebook. So that is the business proposition. You do a couple of sessions for free for a huge audience. Create that interest for your product. Ask her if she sets up a stall in one of those bazaars and then she gives away those little teeny bits of
Always.
goodies. What does she do? She's hooking everyone to that product.
And it works.
That's how I got hooked to her product because it's amazing.
Yeah.
No, so giving freebies is always, it always
So for
translates.
her, the freebie is going to be a session like I am doing today. Right? Go there.
And
Put
what
yourself
about
out.
personal sessions?
Hmm?
What about personal sessions too?
Obviously, personal sessions will cost a lot. And
Yeah.
anybody who will come to you for a personal session should be aware that you will charge a premium. I'll give you the example, a very huge businessman. Again, not going to take names. He wanted a female financial accounting tutor for his daughter. Okay? At that point in time, and I'm talking 20 years back, there were not a lot of female chartered accountants around, and especially not somebody who would be interested in giving tuitions to a teenage girl. And he found out my name from somewhere and he contacted me, obviously through a contact, and he said, so I just told him that I'm a professional accountant and I will not come cheap. At that point in time, he said, I will pay you 25,000 for thrice a week,
Wow.
20 years back.
Wow.
Why?
Because,
Because he knew the value that I'm going to bring to the table.
yes.
And because he wanted a female for his daughter, which was hard to come by. That's the premium. But then I would not go around selling this premium to my neighbor,
Yeah.
whom I know cannot even afford 6,000 rupees
Yeah.
for the tuition teacher. But then what will I do as a gesture of goodwill? अच्छा बच्ची को कोई प्रॉब्लम होना तो उसको बोलिएगा मुझसे पूछ ले, मैं बता दूंगी. That's just an investment giving back to society, right? Community service.
Yeah.
We all can do that. But that's not how businesses are run. Businesses are run on hardcore financial decisions. You develop a product, you develop either there is a market for it or you invest in developing that market like you are doing. You already have a market. There are a lot of girls doing chutneys and achars over there. What you have to do is sell your USP. Right? It's a 100-year-old recipe. Just giving you an example, a very, very famous brand of masalas and everything. आज भी मशहूर है कि वो जो खातून है जो कि साहब की वाइफ हैं, वो आकर अपने मसाले मिक्स करती हैं, जो वहाँ इतना बड़ा प्लांट लगा हुआ है that just packages the product.
Only 33 people are allowed in that plant.
Yes.
What is this? Is it
Yes,
plant?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
When I had a college project, they nearly took out guns on us because they thought we were spies.
Yeah, only 33
crazy.
people
Yes,
allowed
yes.
inside.
अभी तक सुल्तान साहब की वाइफ आकर मसाले मिक्स करती है.
हैं.
Yes. I'm telling you that there were
Yes.
guns drawn on us.
Yeah,
We were
yeah.
I know this.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
My friend works there, so he was saying that there are a lot of protocols जैसे कि सोना, मतलब obviously to me I would agree because recipes are that precious, so there are a lot of protocols. People cannot go inside that department, those people can't interact, there are cameras, there are a lot of things,
So that means when you scale up to Shan's level, you know the protocols.
but that also succession plan क्या है, because how long
Will the auntie go on?
Yeah.
33
Acha,
people.
to tell you very honestly, how long will your nani's recipe go on?
वो तो उन्होंने हमें सिखा दी ना.
तो आप अपनी बेटी को सिखा दीजिएगा.
हाँ, वैसे this summer is doing well, the daughter. I
Yes.
think.
She's the one who brought in dip it,
Dip it, yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree,
No.
right? सही है. So basically now let's talk about scaling, जो कि आज का टॉपिक है. ठीक है, आप स्टार्टअप्स आपने स्टार्ट कर दिया, चला रहे हैं, जो चल रहा है चल रहा है. Are you happy with it? Do you want to grow?
Yeah.
For growth, what do you want?
Finance.
Finance. Thank you very much. Now you realize businesses are not set up on scale alone. Everyone needs money.
Yeah.
Where will the money come from? अभी मैंने बहुत सारे सोर्सेज बता
A
दिए.
bank, an investor.
सबसे पहले तो एंजल इन्वेस्टर के पास जाना है. Your husband, your mother, your grandmother, your uncle who has a liking for you, they will not charge you 23% interest, but the bank will. Right? 23% is a big cost. ठीक है ना? That's ठीक है ना? अच्छा, before you go up for scaling, you have to make certain decisions. Scale सबको करना अच्छा लगता है, but there have been massive failures in scaling. अभी very recently हमारे नज़दीक वो जो उसका आया था, कौन सी एक बस आई थी जो कि एयरलिफ्ट एयरलिफ्ट वेंट अंडर. जब तक पैसे थे सारा हो गया. अब कहीं एयरलिफ्ट की गाड़ी नजर आती है.
And then they shifted their model also to
Yeah,
home
towards
delivery.
the home delivered
Yeah.
food.
And वो भी खत्म हो गया ना.
वो भी खत्म हो
Yeah,
गया.
it's getting
They
vanished
invested
as
in
well.
these big black, what you call them, dark storage places
Yeah.
instead of where they
Right?
should have. Yeah.
So when you have a lot of money, even then the decision making becomes difficult. And there are a lot of examples worldwide where startups have gone under when they've tried to scale.
So my question is, when you're thinking of scaling up and getting the money, you should have the plan in hand पहले से कि क्या करना है.
Yes, yes. So now,
But
कुछ एक आध स्लाइड तो यार मेरी देख लो.
if we see in terms of airlift, nobody predicted that pandemic will become and businesses will be vanished.
Let's see. यार मैंने
How do
इतनी
we
मेहनत से
predict
रात को 3 बजे तक स्लाइड्स बनाई हैं, थोड़ा देख लो ना. Establish goals. What are your goals? What do you want to achieve at the end of this exercise? Assess risk. Yes, you will have to build in. But risk का मतलब ये नहीं कि pandemic आप build in कर दें. वो तो किसी को भी नहीं पता था. But there are certain business risks. It may not work. The cost of capital may go up. You may have overpriced your product. These are all risks. ठीक है? You may not reach your target market. These are all risks. Then analyze cash flows. We've already discussed that. Projections, cash flow projections are very, very, very important because that helps you. Then protect your assets, your nani's recipe, your talent, your certification. Okay? You have to keep upping your game. Then evaluate your investment strategy. Right? पैसा आइडल नहीं पड़ा रहना चाहिए. हमारे यहाँ बहुत ख़राब आदत होती है, पर्सों में, वॉलेट में, कमेटियों में पैसा डालते रहते हैं. How many of you do committees? Okay. While it is a good kitty party, but if
No,
you,
no kitty party committee.
let's say it's a good kitty party,
Only
but
ladies
if you cannot save your own money, nobody can save it for you.
Yeah.
Right? Banks, that's where deposit accounts come in. If you have sums of money, let them work for you. Even if for a day, I'll just give you an example. I had some money that I needed to invest. Okay? It was just sitting there. It sat there for exactly 12 hours to be very accurate. Otherwise, what kind of a financial planner would I be? But I had money, right? I called up somebody. And he gave me two options. Option number one, which was the risk-free option, and which did not have a front load on it, carried an interest rate or a profit rate of 19%, 19. The second product, which had a front load, carried an interest rate of 24%. What is the difference? What is the delta? 5. What is the front load? He said, amount के लिहाज से मैं आपको 0.5 कर दूँगा. So even at the end of the day, my delta still remains
Same.
4.5. I earn more in a 24% product, even though I'm paying a 0.5% load. This is true for all kinds of investment options.
What is the front load?
Front load is the money that you have to pay to your investor advisor upfront.
Okay.
So it is deducted from your money from day one. अब हमारा एक unconscious conscious bias है कि हमको क्या दिखेगा कि let's say हमने 1 लाख रुपए डिपॉजिट किए, बट हमारे अकाउंट पे तो 98,000 आए ना, क्योंकि 2,000 उसने काट लिए as a front load. What we fail to evaluate is that over the time period which you have in mind, that investment is going to grow by a delta of 5%. Right? दोनों options में अगर आप delta देखें तो it's 5%, right? So that 0.5% that the bank is taking day one is going to settle itself anyways in a month's time. वो सारा recover हो जाएगा. And from once it is recovered, then I am operating on a delta of 5,
Yes.
not a delta of 4.5 anymore.
Because you already recovered the.
Yes. So this is where your then consider estate planning and implement and monitor. That is a very important part also. सिर्फ करना नहीं है. Then you have to keep monitoring and then change the decision. If the decision one is not working, give it some time. Foreign से नहीं, give it some time. But every decision should be backed with a financial plan. Only then would you be able to quantify whether there was success in the project or the failure. There is, in my opinion, no other quantitative, not qualitative, quantitative measure of success other than the money. Spoken like a true banya, right? But this banya is also going to tell you that for that purpose, what we've been talking about is the spending part of it, is the goodies, is creating that market. So when you are in the process of creating your market, you may have to spend not just cash, but service also. In your case, as I said to you, giving out free sessions or sessions at lower prices. You can have a different product also. कोई ज़रूरी नहीं आप अपना premium product हर एक को बेचते फिरें. You will agree with me. Because she's into services business, that is why I'm asking you, because you have product, right?
Yeah.
तो अगर आपका एक jar, let's say 250 gram का है, and you believe not everyone can afford a 250 gram, you will introduce a 150 gram or a 100 gram product.
We have done a lot of giveaways, free giveaways for events where we send them one of our like cheaper products that are not too expensive for us, just for the marketing of
That's
our
spending.
brand. Yeah.
That's spending. So for you, in your case, that could be a lesson or a training which does not carry the same material as your premium product, but then they get the trainer, right?
but the thing is, I would give a free training in initial days, but I would be more comfortable if I give it to the corporate level, not to the I look forward to premium client on that prospect as well.
Fair enough. Even with corporate clients, there are always grades, right?
Yeah.
MNCs can afford to pay you more. Local businesses will not pay you more.
Yeah.
Then you develop a product that interests them rather than sticking to your premium product. Right? So now coming again, there are 7 components to a financial plan. There is a budget, right? Then managing liquidity, that's your cash flow. Or you should have investments that are readily convertible to cash. And please, gold is not such an investment. Please. Okay? Jewelry is not. Then financing larger purchases. Bulk buying can help you with volumes. Right? So, financing those purchases. Managing your risk. Investing your money. We already discussed that. And planning for retirement and the transfer of your wealth. Communication and record keeping. These are the 7 components of any financial plan. And then any financial plan has a strong foundation. It is relevant, it is flexible, and it is goal focused. Right? If you want to scale up, it is a different financial plan. You want to bring a new product in the market, that's a different financial plan. Right?
And plan can be changed.
Why not? वो पत्थर पे लकीर थोड़ी है और ना ही नौजुबिल्ला को पुरानी सही पाएंगे जिसको चेंज नहीं कर सकता. It is robust.
According to the
Every
situation.
successful plan is a robust plan. और ये जितने startups have gone under ना, they've gone under because they've not changed their plan. They've not changed their strategy. Okay? I'll just give you another example because we come from similar backgrounds. We also sell services, right? I had a product. There were no takers in the local market, right? मेरा कोई foreign footprint नहीं था उस वक्त. Someone approached me and they said, we will introduce you to our foreign clients, but we will take a cut from the fee that you charge. And I said, yes. Ask me why.
Because you wanted to make money.
Because I wanted to make that footprint, right? That 30% is the free giveaway.
Yeah.
Right? The 30% is the introduction fee. So for your business, you may want to invest or work with certain people or certain agencies who will recommend your training to more premium clients. And for that, obviously, you will have to pay them. And the first step may be a percentage of the fee, and then you may go down to a fixed fee arrangement with them. And then there will come a time when you will not need them. But the initial spending is there.
Do these companies exist in Pakistan as well?
Yes, they do.
Huh?
Yes, they do.
Can you name them, some of them?
I'll tell you offline.
Okay, sure.
Okay? And then, but there are limitations. As we talked about the pandemic, there are certain events nobody can plan for. But then, if your plan is robust enough, you would be receptive enough to change it in changing circumstances. Right? बहुत सारी जो ट्रांसपोर्ट कंपनीज थी उन्होंने अपने आप को कन्वर्ट किया इनटू फूड डिलीवरी कंपनीज और डिलीवरी कंपनीज अ लॉट ऑफ स्टोर्स व्हिच वाज सेलिंग प्रोडक्ट्स वेंट इनटू द डिलीवरी मॉडल ड्यूरिंग द पैंडेमिक. ठीक है, यू हैव टू कीप द बिजनेस फ्लोइंग.
Yeah, I think even for us, we've been harping on and on about online trainings, and because of the pandemic, it became a norm.
Yes.
And before that, if we go and tell people that, look, it's so much cheaper, why don't you do an online training? They'd be like, no, you have to be there. But everybody's mindset changed because of the pandemic.
Yes, so that's an opportunity, right? You can take it as a threat and you can take it as an opportunity, right?
Okay, what else? I am giving virtual trainings as well. I thought about that, but you are saying that about pandemic, and I have read many articles that said that maybe digital pandemic will come as well.
Why not? And then you should treat that as an opportunity and start telling
What will
people that I
happen
will
then?
come as a person. I'm not going to be on a
Yeah,
platform.
what about the people who are running on the websites and e-commerce websites? They will
But
clap.
you need to evolve. You need to keep
Every,
evolving.
you see, the art of running a business is to learn, unlearn, relearn, unlearn,
Yeah.
relearn. Work with times. When I started my audit career, there were no laptops. There were no computers. The only computer we used to get was a stupid desktop जिस पे सिवाय accounts बनाने के कुछ नहीं होता था. ठीक है? I spent 23 years in this profession now. I started, not 23, more than 23 actually. We are now down to laptops and now we are on to our phones, right? Let's say मैं वही अपने box file के ज़माने में रहती, would I have been able to evolve? No, you have to match pace.
Difficult times bring in more opportunities.
Yes, that is the approach.
But globalization will be like I have international clients as well. So what about that?
They will pay you money to come and speak on their occasion. Why not?
And what about personal training, like personal development sessions?
They might just flourish because of the digital collapse. People might flock at your doors. हमें दे दे personal training दे दे, 1 घंटा दे दे, 1 घंटा दे दे. There are always opportunities. A business will always run from the bright side, right?
So thank you so much, Hena. You are absolutely incredible. I think we need you for a whole day. Seriously, don't you want to come back for a whole day? I told you this is one of the most important things we're going to learn.
Yeah.
And so you are absolutely incredible. Here is a little token
Thank
of
you
our
so much.
appreciation.
Thank you.
So
Thank
much.
you.
And will you join us as we have our next presentation?
why not?
Thank you so much, please.